What up? It's your boy T-Bird Reaction. Today I'm doing a mixture of different videos though. Some that probably can't been out for a while. I'm doing getting ahead some because I'm trying to catch up to one of my favorite reactors. That's shout out to Ross of Kicking and Ross up in the Clutch Crew, Clutch Squad forever. And not too that. So this past Wednesday, I looked up from Wrestling Flashback. Shout out to Wrestling Flashback for his good knowledge and opinion of pro wrestling. Though, you know what I mean, being a pro wrestling fan myself, no matter what. And I gotta say this: if you like wrestling, whether you like one side or the other, or you just like one company, as long as you like wrestling in general, you're a wrestling fan. Like, don't ever let these gatekeepers tell you how to be a fan. Don't let them tell you, make you feel less of a wrestling fan for not knowing this, not knowing that. As long as you love wrestling, you like it, you respect it, whatever. You're a wrestling fan. I'm gonna let's get that out the way though, because I see a lot of time in these wrestling social media, these wrestling groups I'm in on Facebook. It's like sometimes wrestling and social media is a gift and a curse. It's a gift because you get access to a lot of wrestling, you get access to a lot of fellow wrestling fans and all that. But a curse if you deal with toxic wrestling fans, gatekeeping, the fandom, dirt sheets that at times can be negative or downers, whatever, or just straight haters. But other than that, shout out to Wrestling Flashback as well as always. So speaking of Wrestling Flashbacks, I did one this past Wednesday about the top talkers in wrestling. That's because skills is good, but talking and promo skills is always is needed in wrestling. But one thing also is needed in wrestling to make your opponents look good, to make yourself look good, is overselling. Because wrestling, is a sport, needs some dramatics in it, and just like basketball with selling a flop to get a foul going, even though it didn't, even as a poke. It's a poke of doom or a little touch. Sometimes the ref will be will possibly fall for it though, or can possibly fine you for it. But either way, just like that, wrestling oversells matters. Oversell matters, and at times oversells can be hella hilarious, and sometimes oversell can make you even now or as a younger make you feel like that man got obliterated by an awesome finisher. Prime example, Rock selling the Stunner. And I can tell you right now, before they get started, the folks I can see being on here, I can say is good sellers to me. Ric Flair, especially with his infamous flop. The Rock, especially with the way he sells the Stone Cold Stunner. Dolph Ziggler for the newer age. As well as other newer, Devon Dudley, both Dudley, but mainly Devon was a seizure cell and everything too. Who else has a good seller? Mr. Perfect. He's the perfect guy. He knows the hill. He's damn near the perfect wrestler. And some newer sellers to me, I can say, is definitely Ricochet, Ortiz from Santana Ortiz, Chris Bay, Swerve, and a good amount of others as well too. And I'm not sure I mentioned Dolph Ziggler. It's not Dolph Ziggler, but other slept-on sellers, Eric Young. But anyway, this is about WWE, so let's see who is the top 10 sellers. Of course, they will probably have some honorable mentions. So let's get it.
1, 2, is this on?
Mm-hmm.
The term sell in wrestling refers to being on the receiving end of a move and then making it look realistic.
RVD's
the wrestler is selling the idea that they're hurt to the people watching the match. Over the history of pro wrestling, a handful of superstars have garnered a reputation for being too good at selling, sometimes to their own detriment.
Ooh, Evan's a sleeper.
But when somebody oversells a move, it means they're going a bit far with it.
Yeah, Bob Ackman. Yup. Doing too much.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Oh yeah, Shane's a good seller. Oh God!
But there's no denying that it can be downright.
I would say that. Oh yeah, Triple H's a good seller too. Well, I would say this will be a regular reaction because usually I do trial and oversell, but if this is breaking down selling, I'm gonna do it as a regular reaction and laugh my ass off. It's funny.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah, Montez is a good seller. Yes.
So in this video, I break
yeah.
down the top 10 oversellers in wrestling history.
Oh, yeah. Really? Really? Ricky Steamboy? Oh, that had to be the best sell to the Cobra. Shout out to JTT for it though, because everybody sell it as a punch, but the fact he sold like he literally got bit by a Cobra, like he got poison, that was a good sell. That was a good sell. Oh yeah, of course. The salute. Here we go.
Special mentions go out to Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh wow. Oh, the little feint, nice.
Watch out, atomic drop.
Really?
And a big right hand. And a set up the hammer headbutt. That'll help him out.
I like it. Yeah.
Jerry the King
Yep.
Roller.
Kings is a good seller. King is a good seller. And he falls all the way down. Remember that, yo. King is regardless if you love or hate him, Jerry King Lawless is a legend. Like, ain't just from his days in WWE. His Memphis days. We watch his Memphis stuff, man. He's legendary. For real. He's just legendary, though. That's why I always love the feud with him and Taz, because that brought up the Memphis Lawler out of him with that feud.
And the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah. Brock can sell. Brock can sell. That's a good one. The beast Brock can sell at times, so I never thought about that. Here we go.
Number 10.
Triple H. Yup.
There is no doubt that Triple H is one of the best inside the squared circle, but he's been known to oversell on a number of occasions. Whether it's his classic turnbuckle bomb inspired by Harley Race, where he flips outside the ring.
Yup. He's not
hilarious selling of the Stone Cold Stunner competing with The Rock.
Yup.
Or his own version of the Flair flop.
Yup. Yo.
The game might have taken the selling a bit far at times, but there is no denying that it was so entertaining and still remembered to this day.
I like how Shawn blew him down.
Number 9, Ted DiBiase.
Yes,
Ted DiBiase
he's good.
was considered one of the finest in-ring workers of his generation.
Them little headstand he be doing. He's good.
DiBiase was regularly the victim of hot tag comebacks by the good guys.
Yup. Yup.
He'd frequently bounce around the ring and act like he just got knocked out.
Yup. Oh, an early stunner from
He was also
Jake
notable
Snake.
for perfecting a forward and backward flip on the mat.
Them flips like he about to break. He would look like he damn near brought a break his neck to them 10 flips though.
In particular, from his failed double axe handle from the turnbuckle. Number 8, Scott Hall.
First off, R.I.P. Scott Hall, but yeah, especially he kind of beat out Rock with the best stunner sell right there in a way.
As Razor Ramon, he didn't go too overboard with the selling, but when he made the move to WCW, Scott Hall would frequently take it too far in the most hilarious way possible.
Lord,
And he connects both times.
really?
The facial expressions combined with the flailing around the ring made him so entertaining to watch.
I've never seen a human
Oh,
being
yeah.
do anything like
That one right there, that was just ridiculous though.
this in my life. This has never been done in our sport. Kevin Nash.
Yo, but shout him out for selling
Have a
that
look
though.
back at his uncensored
Really?
1998 match with Sting, and some would say it was Shawn Michaels and Hogan-esque in terms of overselling throughout the
Yeah.
match. Even when he made his way back to the WWE in 2002,
Here we go.
he didn't disappoint.
Right. Oh, really? They got show them what? Yup, the fly. When he launched. Whoop.
Number 7, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn used
Hold up. Facts. Yes. Billy Gunn's a good seller. He's still doing his selling great on AEW as well too. And shout him out for bringing him back to the face and rolling back with the Acclaim.
to love bumping around the ring.
Yup.
Flipping and flapping like he was in a pinball machine. Some of his most infamous oversells include the unique sell of the Stone Cold Stunner.
Just yup.
Running headfirst into the corner post.
The pop. Oh yeah. Smoking Guns days.
Flipping in the air when taking a clothesline.
Yes. Well, anybody who sells Bradshaw a clothesline hell is a good seller right there. You have to sell that pretty good, man. There you go. Oh, got him.
There's no denying that Billy Gunn had some amazing oversells.
Lord. The bounce off.
Number 6.
Yup. The king of the seizure cell. It's some other folks who do some seizure cell, but he's definitely kills me with his.
Devon Dudley. Devon Dudley's selling was infamous. I mean, if you haven't seen him selling that chair shot from ECW,
it doesn't help.
A seizure, you're in for a treat.
Yep. Yep.
He also mastered the classic leg tremble.
The leg tremble.
The high flying move.
Oh man.
Picture perfect 450 splash.
Yup. The leg twix.
As well as frequently going into convulsions,
yep.
which would be called out by the commentators.
Here we go.
His overselling was so good that years later, Xavier Woods imitated him when being hit with the 3D of the table.
The other ones, if you ever catch the video, it's on TNA when Bubba and Devon going at it. This is when Bubba became Bully Ray and everything. He put a chair on his head and hit him with the chain with the chair on his head, and his legs shaking. It cracks me up every time. Like every time. That's a good sell. That's one of my favorite sells from Devon right there.
Now, before we go on to the top 5, let's reminisce on some of the true.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, yes, yeah. You gotta get props for the refs and announcer that participates in some good selling and has any kind of participation when it comes to wrestling as well too, because they ain't out there just commentating as well too. They gotta put the work in as well too.
Now, before we go on to the top 5, let's reminisce on some of the true MVPs when it comes to overselling.
Ref selling is hilarious.
I'm talking about the referees, managers, and announcers who really perfected the art over the years.
Oh, yeah. Yo. Oh. Yes. Shout out. Always say shout out to Hefner, man. And a salute to Hefner, because you know his twin brother recently passed away. You know, that also was a ref, but also worked backstage with WWE. But Earl Hebner, oh man, the fact that he took them bumps at the age he is, man, shout out to him, man.
In front of the hitman.
Oh yeah, Nick Patrick. Nick Patrick was a good. He did the hop in the leg. He hopped with the ground, Lord. Oh yeah, Lil Nate. The Generals, of course, Mike Chioda, he was good. Oh yeah, this guy, yeah, he saw that Kevin O'Sullivan. Oh yeah, especially when I think his name Charles Robinson. Yeah, Little Nation's Charles Robinson. Especially when they saw the ring breaking. Oh yeah, like they dealt, like he died. Oh yeah. I don't know that's Carlos Cabrera or whatever it is, but his selling every time the Spanish table goes to the gulags. I don't know. I don't know if that's Carlos Cabrera or not, but either way, his sales be hilarious as well too. Like he having a damn heart attack. Yup. Yup. Oh yeah, he sold that little chair shot. Here we go.
Number 5. Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude was known.
Both Rudes are good sellers, though. Robert Roode and Rick Rude, but yeah.
For his extremely shredded upper body and his ability to work inside the squared circle and bump all over the place. Whether he was being tossed from pillar to post or bearing the crack of his ass for the world to see, Rude knew how to turn it up to 11 when it came to selling a story. He was so known for his dramatic overselling.
I also love how the opponents be imitating the sells. That's funny as well, too.
There is even a Twitter page devoted to his selling of the
Oh, wow. Drop. Oh, yeah. The Tom Jock sells is always class gold. R.I.P. to Rick Rude, by the way. Oh, wow. I never knew he wrestled with no facial hair at one point. Only know him for having the porn stash.
Atomic drop. Whoa. And believe me, Jim Ross, you ought to see what that feels like.
And the goatee when he's won DX.
What a legacy to leave. Number 4,
of course,
The Rock.
Whoa. Well, probably Ric Flair probably got number 1, but I'm surprised he got number 4. I thought he'd be number 2 at least, but We'll see.
Fans have shared videos, GIFs, and social media posts of The Rock's classic selling countless times as the years go on. Rock was among the few wrestlers that reached the highest level who cared more about making his opponents look good. The infamous sells for the Stone Cold Stunner will live in infamy for Rock's over-the-top selling. While the Stunner is a great move itself, The Rock added a special effect to it. He used to flip all the way across the ring as if he'd been hit by a train.
The failed one still cracked me up. Of course, Jim Ross selling it always.
He mentioned that he did this because he and Austin would bet cases of beer on how crazy Rock could get with his sell of the famous Stunner.
I bet Rock was some beer. Case of beer. Go for this. Oh yeah, that's one.
Number 3, Ric Flair.
Wow. Okay, we now it's getting interesting. I would like I say I thought them two would be the top 2, but now we getting interesting. Okay.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair is one of the most entertaining wrestlers ever, be on the mic or wrestling.
Yo, the traveling flops crack me up every time. This is one of my favorite one right here. He's damn near he about to walk straight out the ring and then flop. The traveling flops from Ric Flair is always gold to me. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at this every time.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair is one of the most entertaining wrestlers ever, be on the mic or wrestling.
Every time.
He sold moves in a very humorous way, sometimes which many often felt as overselling. He took those simple moves and tried his best to make them look dangerous.
Oh, no. We ain't gonna walk past that. How he's gonna act like I had then Sid Hallstone turned into a march? Like he literally like switched into a mark though. Go back.
Ric Flair actually sold moves in a very humorous way, sometimes which many often felt as overselling.
He acted hurt and then let you know he switched the tempo.
Took those simple moves and tried his best to make them look dangerous. At the time, it definitely worked.
Here we go.
Looking back, it's hilarious because of how far the business has come since then.
Every time, the march kills me every time. And then
from a simple chop to the chest
every time
to an Irish whip in the corner, Flair would set it all. Flair did the turnbuckle spot in nearly every match. What he would do is put his hands on both sides of the middle rope by the turnbuckle, turn his body upside down and then go over the top. He's also infamous for his exaggerated Flair flop. After being on the receiving end of a barrage of strikes from foes, Rick would stumble out of the corner and fall flat on his face in comedic fashion.
The march before it kicks me every time, or the and like he's gonna square up and do it. Sometimes the spit or the.
Rick made a Hall of Fame career out of embellishing the impact of many moves, but it also helped him become loved by.
Whoa! I'm not sure why it just froze like that. Go back. Hold on. Okay, and back. I'm not sure why it just froze like that, but let's keep going.
Rick made a Hall of Fame career out of embellishing the impact of many moves, but it also helped him become loved by millions.
Yup. With an enziguri and the Nature Boy caught in the temple.
Or go for the tag and fall out. Oh, that's Mac. That's Mac though. Spit. Yep. So
number 2. Shawn Michaels.
Ooh, okay.
Shawn Michaels.
I give you this number 2. So I'm still with one who's number 1. I give you this though. Oh, it's probably gonna be Mr. Perfect, but I still feel like Rick and Rock should have been 2 and 1, but Shawn's good.
Every area of wrestling when making his name in WWE. Michaels would become known for his selling throughout his career, but like the others in this list, amongst the great selling, there were some heavily exaggerated oversells. Shawn Michaels was often the prototype of a WWE superstar that intentionally oversold. Bouncing from turnbuckle to turnbuckle and flipping over the top rope countless times. Michaels was also known for taking a page out of Ric Flair's book by getting Irish whipped into the corner and flipping up and over the turnbuckle to the floor. His most infamous overselling came from his match with Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 2005, where he flopped around like a dying fish throughout the match.
Being an asshole.
There are better, more positive examples of the man selling in an overly dramatic fashion, and they're all awesome to watch.
Shawn Michaels has got to be on Dream Street.
Number 1.
I knew it.
Mr. Perfect.
See, I knew it would be perfect. I mean, his episode is perfect. I will give you that, though.
Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig became known for his selling more than anything else when working against other credible talents in strong matches.
Now Michaels really going after Mr. Perfect. An inverted and a forward atomic drop.
Ric Flair may have put the concept of overselling on the map, but Mr. Perfect brought it to the forefront of the WWF.
That's true.
Perfect's matches against Bret Hart, Tito Santana, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Kerry Von Erich, and many more saw him flying all over the ring, twisting and turning upside down several times a match. At WrestleMania 6, Perfect sold like crazy for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. At SummerSlam 1991, despite being in quite intense pain due to a back injury, Perfect was keen to put Bret Hart over in a big way in front of a Madison Square Garden crowd. One of his most famous oversells was to receive an Irish strip into the corner and then dramatically front flip out as if the impact had been too powerful.
Mr. Perfect. It's been hard in the corner, so hard in fact.
Even when his career was more limited, Hennig still did his best to thump around the ring.
Win the title here tonight. Goldberg chops, if you will, in our sport. And right now,
I'm meant to.
chops.
I forgot he be doing the moonwalk. We get his one sells the moonwalk, but my man he moonwalk got to get it hit with a low blow. That was funny. Oh, he might have hit his head
Hennig's
for real
selling style
there.
was his signature and that of a pioneer, as it would lead to future comparisons down the road for the other men on this list.
And makes it hurt.
And for that reason, he has to top our list today.
Overcame that low blow.
Oh yeah, he turnbuckle.
And that brings us to the end of this video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments who you think is the greatest overseller of all time. If you like this one, be sure to check out our video where we rank the top 10 best mic workers.
Alright, we did that right there. That was a good video as well too. But this was good, definitely though. Another good I'll say honorable mention or special mention to been there is Piper though. Piper can sell pretty good as well too. And the guys that the younger guys that should have been on there like Ricochet and Dolph should have been there as well too. But it's all good. You know, they got mission. They got like show clips of them during the little the intro and all that. So that's still good. But other than that, this was good. This was a good video right here though. Shout out to always the Wrestling Flashback, giving us showing us his knowledge and his opinion on wrestling. I mean, maybe whether you like it or not though, it's still good regardless. But other than that, it's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.